Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. I'm wearing a hat today. I took a bath, I bathed, I shaved. Ain't gonna lie, dude, I'm fucking exhausted. I worked last night, I work again tonight. I don't know, man. It's just I'm 34 years old. So I can't bitch too much because I'm still technically like a younger guy, but like, man, just getting old, man. I just feel like I'm getting older. I can't run and gun like I used to, man. I'm starting to slow down a little bit. And it just fucking sucks. Like last week I worked 6 days, 47 hours in a week, which I'm not bitching. I'm like grateful for the hours and shit, but like, dude, it just like kicked my ass yesterday and today, man. I'm like, ugh. Grinding out here. But as far as the update, yeah, I just took a bath, shaved, trying to make myself look good and nice and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. So yesterday we did kind of a read-along with commentary on the newspaper. There's an article here that I wanted to talk about, and it's something that I brought up in passing, because we do social commentary here too. It's not all just conspiracy, Sometimes I like to just do commentary on social issues. So I talked about it in passing, and just the whole concept of being a 90s kid. Like, my parents raised me. Like, if we were on the computer, they would check in and make sure we're not watching like pornography and shit like that. I did not grow up in the environment to where I was just handed a tablet. I had a flip phone. Yeah, like we had a cordless phone. That was high tech, I still remember like Carrot Top AT&T commercials. We still had pay phones, you know what I mean? So that it was very alien to us, but like our parents, I do have to say, like my mom and dad, I love them to death. They weren't the perfect parents, obviously. They made this monster. But they did try, and they were very aware of the dangers of like pornography and the internet and all that shit. And we're gonna kind of get into it today. Let me go and plug my stuff real quick. And you guys know me, I always keep the commercial short. I have a Buy Me a Coffee account set up in the link below. If you donate to the channel, I don't have it with me, but I will snail mail you a bumper sticker of Conspiracy Corner Podcast. It's pretty trippy, man. It's like magic mushrooms. I had to go with the magic mushrooms, dude. And this is coming from somebody who's never done shrooms. I've always wanted to do shrooms, but I did used to do hallucinogenics. I've done hallucinogenics multiple times, but never shrooms, though. I always wanted to try them. And I will send you a bookmark, and I will sign the back of the bookmark. If you don't want it signed, just hit me up through the comment section of Buy Me a Coffee, and I won't sign it, because some people like, to preserve it and shit for collector's purposes. But just let me know. And I'm not famous or nothing, but I always sign them just in case one day I do become famous, it'll be worth something. You know what I mean? That way you guys could like sell it and make some money off of it. If I ever become famous, but yeah, let's get on with the show. So I'm going in with Virgin Eyes. I have not read this yet, but I have read, obviously, the fucking headline. And I like to go in with virgin eyes, so that way commentary videos, but also reaction videos are really hot right now. And I get it. Like, I kind of go in with virgin eyes on a lot of subjects because I want you guys to have my natural reaction to this shit. But when I seen this headline, it's legislation could help protection for children against social media. So, reading this headline, it pissed me off. Cause it gets down to govern me harder, daddy. Govern me harder, daddy. Govern me harder, daddy. People love being told what to do. And it aggravated me because, like, look, I've brought a child into this world. I'm not the perfect parent by any means, but why is the government raising our children? Why is the government, who is run by a bunch of fucking pedophiles, and we know this from, like, the Epstein list, like, it's not even conspiracy anymore. It used to be conspiracy of, like, I think they're pedophiles, allegedly. Now it's, like, straight up in these files and documents that we can all pour through and go, oh, these motherfuckers are creeps. The most evil people in the world, like, they want to send your sons and daughters to war. They'll never go themselves, you know. It's all sacrifices to Baal anyways, like bloodshed on the battlefield. Why is the government raising our children in any form whatsoever? Like, and to me, it pissed me off too, because it's like, where are the parents who just stand up and go, I will raise my child. I will tell my child what to do. Is parenting not a thing anymore? It's crazy. So legislation could help protection against children, or protection for children against social media. The Kentucky State House passed a bill restricting social media use for kids 15 and younger on March 9th. The bill is now stalled in the state Senate, perhaps a landmark legal ruling last week against Meta, which is Facebook. Why? That's another thing too. Can we talk about that for a second? Why are they renaming everything? Like, Twitter is Twitter. It's not X, it's fucking Twitter. Facebook is Facebook. Now it's Meta. Like, it's so stupid. Like, stop renaming your shit, man. So my podcast is Conspiracy Corner, you know? Is it a little bit tacky? Yes. Looking back on it now, it's like, I could have named it something cooler, less tacky, but the reason I named it Conspiracy Corner is that way. So one of the reasons, I have multiple reasons for naming it Conspiracy Corner, but one of the reasons was for, like, boomers who are just now waking up. So, like, when they hear their, like, grandchildren talking about conspiracy theories, they can go, conspiracy theories? What's all these conspiracy theories? And they can type it in, and hopefully, through the algorithm, my channel pops up, you know, conspiracy. That was the reason I kind of named it that. But it's so stupid too. Like, Facebook was good. The name Facebook was good. Now you're calling it fucking Meta. It just sounds stupid. Same thing with X. I know Elon Musk is obsessed with X. I don't get the whole fucking thing, you know. I don't get it. It's stupid. Just keep it Twitter. It's called Twitter. It's like UAP and UFO. Like, it's been UFO all these years, and now you guys take over and you're calling it UAP. No, it's fucking UFO. We're not changing the name. Like, everyone still calls it UFO, dude. I love it too. So, which found them guilty of persistently violating New Mexico's consumer protection laws will jar it loose. New Mexico, their Attorney General, Raul Torres. Ooh, a Raul, man. That reminds me of Raul Duke. That was one of Hunter S. Thompson's aliases. Raul Duke. Duke! It was Duke! You know? Raul Torres said in a press release on March 25th, Facebook executives knew their products harm children, disregard warnings from their employees, and lied to public about what they knew. Torres led a 2-year investigation that uncovered internal documents of a Facebook deactivation study where employees found that users who stopped using Facebook and Instagram for a week showed lower rates of depression, anxiety, and loneliness. Facebook buried the findings. So Facebook is covering up studies that showed that their website was causing loneliness, depression, and anxiety. Let's open a can of worms. So I look at human beings as, let's get all hippy dippy. I look at human beings as a species on this earth. But here's what makes us different from other species on earth. So animals are usually in a natural state of calmness. And here's the difference between us and animals is like we have this thing called consciousness of where we're the only species on earth that like sits here and is watching death and mayhem and crime and riots and burning on the streets, and we see all this fucked up shit through social media. Cats and dogs, they don't read the newspaper. They watch TV when they see shit moving around and it gets their attention, but for the most part, they don't know what's going on. We're the only species that is always in fight or flight. They are only, cats and animals and dogs and all, their animals are only in fight or flight when they need to be in fight or flight. We're the only species with consciousness that like we're always in fight or flight mode. They've proven this with like scientific experiments and shit. And it sucks. It does cause anxiety. Like I take L-theanine and ashwagandha and CBD every day. Like today I forgot to take it, but every day I try to take that shit, man. Because I'm a very anxiety ridden person. Is that, yeah, ridden? Yeah. I suffer from anxiety. I have MDD. I've been diagnosed with massive depressive disorder. It sucks. I don't want to feel this way. I want to feel happy. I want to not feel anxious. I want to just not be terrified for no reason. But the only reason I feel this shit is because I have a consciousness, you know, when most animals don't. They're very primal. As far as Maslow's hierarchy of needs, animals just need, as long as you eat and their owner pets them and comforts them and talks little baby talk to them, they wag their tail, you know. They don't think about the gas prices. They don't think about World War III. They don't think about Illuminati people on an island eating babies like we do, though. And it fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. I look, man, there's a part of me, dude, since we're talking about consciousness and stuff, there's a part of me that's like, I don't think everybody should be awake. You know, when I was younger, I did a whole episode on it, and I called it, I Passed Down My Sword. Go check that episode out. When I was younger, I was like super gung-ho, like William Cooper, like Alex Jones, like everyone wake up, wake the fuck up, you know? Now I'm just kind of like, I don't think everybody should be awake, because it's very depressing when you actually wake up and see what the fuck is going on. I don't think everyone can handle it mentally. I really don't think everyone can handle it. You know, I watched my father wake up with films of Zeitgeist and shit, and it broke his brain. You know, the dude went nuts because he had this whole Christian mindset. He had this whole pro-government mindset, and it just broke his brain, you know. He couldn't handle it. An unnamed Meta employee said that if the results are bad and we don't publish and they leak, it is going to look like tobacco companies doing research and knowing cigarettes were bad, and then keeping that info to themselves. What a fitting reference to Big Tobacco's denial of tobacco's addictive... Here I am, just lit up a cigarette too. Tobacco's denial of tobacco's addictive qualities and harmful health effects in the 1990s, and marketing schemes to recruit a new generation of smokers. So, tobacco. Yes, I use tobacco, obviously. Here's the thing. And I was talking to my wife about it this morning while I was bathing and shaving. We were listening to a podcast. It was Sam Hyde. Go check out Sam Hyde, by the way. I just found him this year. And he was a diamond in the rough that I just never heard of. And I just found him. And I'm like, dude, this guy's fucking hilarious. He used to be a car salesman, so he's kind of got like Wolf of Wall Street energy. But he's a good fucking salesman. But he had on this guy who was like some fucking dude, like addicted to gambling. And I have my vices, you know, like everyone usually has some form of vice, whether it be, I have an addictive personality, so I've had multiple vices throughout the years. Like when my marriage was going south with my first wife, I had a gaming addiction. I just played video games all day. I checked out, you know. Every day I was just playing Final Fantasy. And that name, by the way, is just so fitting. Fantasy. Like I was stuck in a fantasy land. And she was not a gamer whatsoever. She would just drink whiskey and watch Jerry Springer. Yeah, that's what type of woman she was. God rest her soul. She's dead now. So I hope I'm not speaking too ill of the dead, but it's the truth. This is what it was. And she would look at me and go, "Are you just going to play Final Fantasy all day?" And I went, "Yeah, we're broke. I'm not working. I'm off today. We have no money. Where are we going to go? What do you want to do?" Because she always wanted to go out and just blow money. And it's like, I'm happy here. Like, I'm sitting on the couch. I just want to smoke cigarettes, maybe drink a shot or two of whiskey here and there, and play video games all day. Yes, that's what I'm doing all day. Like, it became an addiction, though. Like, I could see the addictive properties of video gaming, alcohol, cigarettes. What I'm trying to say is everything can become an addiction, like, to an extent. Too much of one thing is not a good thing. And it can sneak up on you because you're just like, oh, it's a video game. It's not a drug. Video games are a drug. You're getting that endorphin rush. You're getting that hit of dopamine. The adrenaline rush when it's like a boss fight, you know, and your palms are sweaty. Knees weak, palms are sweaty. You know, I threw up mom's spaghetti. What does he say? You see what I'm saying, though? Anything can become a drug. So, like pornography. Pornography, we're talking about the internet and censorship on the internet. Like, pornography is definitely a fucking drug, dude. I remember my brother-in-law and sister-in-law of my first marriage, they were getting into watching porn as a couple. And this is back during the DVD era. I had I still have like a huge ass DVD collection of pornography. And I was like selling them porn, like $5 a DVD, you know? So I kind of had like this like black market pornography like scheme going on, you know? You guys know me, like I'm a salesman, I'm a wolf, you know? And I did tell them though, when I would sell them pornography, I did tell them like, look, I get it, you guys are exploring, because they were younger, they were like 18 years old, you know? I get it, you guys are exploring sexuality together, awesome, cool, you know? You're trying shit out, you're seeing what your kinks are, and you're figuring yourselves out sexually. You're exploring, you're having fun, you're being young and having fun. But I said, this is a drug. And they went, what? I said, pornography is a drug. And I said, do not become addicted to this shit. Don't make it to where you have to have porn to like sexually do shit. Like, just be turned on by each other. Be able to be turned on by each other without the use of pornography as a stimulant. And they're like, oh, okay. And I'm like, I'm telling you, man, because like I was addicted to pornography at one point, to the point where like I was literally not sleeping at night. Because my first wife was not sexually satisfying me. So I was up watching porn all fucking night. And like literally like I wasn't missing work, but I was going to work on like zero sleep and just functioning horribly, to the point my bosses were like, dude, what is going on? And I'm like, oh, I didn't sleep last night, you know? So yes, the internet in a nutshell is demonic. So anything can become a drug is the point I was trying to make. The Federal Trade Commission, so the FTC, found that the Joe Camel cartoon character campaign illegally targeted minors, encouraging them to smoke. In the case of social media, Facebook knew about serious risk to minors, including exposure to harmful content, failure to keep kids under age 13 off the platform, and weak safeguards against child predators. This is what I keep saying. Why are the parents not watching the children and what they're doing on the internet? If your kid is on the internet, you need to be watching them like a hawk. So, when I was younger, growing up in the 90s, I had tons of girlfriends, you know, and but anyways, I did pretty good as far as like girlfriends and stuff. But like when a girl would come over to the house, my mom and my dad said, leave the door open. You would hear that. Leave the door open. You know why? Because they didn't want us fucking like rabbits and making babies at 14 years old. You know? So like what we would do is we'd leave the door open and my parents would pass through the hallway every now and then and peek in. What are y'all doing in there? You know? So like you had to be like fucking... You had to be super quick and super quiet, like a ninja. The art of love was like being a ninja. You had to like throw your hand up under her shirt real quick and like grab on those little itty bitty titties, you know, because we were teenagers, you know. You had to like pop that shirt up real quick, suck on a nipple real quick, you know, before mom or dad pokes their head in, you know. Make out when you could. You had to keep it quick. But the thing is like our parents loved us and they meant the best for us, but they would check in. Why are people not checking in with their kids, man? Why are people just giving toddlers fucking iPads and like, here you go? We as adults should be taking care of the younger generation as far as like just keeping an eye on them, dude. Like, does no one keep an eye on their kids anymore? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like, so like people are now just like, govern me harder, daddy. Govern me harder. Let's have the government put more restrictions on shit. And here's another thing too, dude. With this like censorship shit, I like pornography. I said that earlier. But it's gotten to the point, it's hard as fuck to watch porn anymore. They're wanting to do facial scans and scan my license because they passed some fucking bill through the Senate. Like, dumb shit. Like, dude, I just want to look at a girl's butthole, and now I gotta do like fucking like Minority Report shit to look at a girl's butthole because you guys won't take the responsibility and raise your own fucking children. You know, like, because you have a little brat and you won't keep an eye on what they're doing on the internet, I can't look at porn now. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? This is stupid. Am I gonna have to go back to buying DVDs and magazines and shit? It's dumb, dude. In 2017, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg suggested that teens spent time being our top goal. That was his goal, was specifically targeting teens' time on Facebook. Like, we need teens to be on Facebook more. What a fucking lizard person. According to a company's executive quoted in a legal brief, Facebook's growth team determined that a private by default setting, which would keep predators and unsolicited and dangerous content away, would result in the loss of 1.5 million monthly teenage users on Instagram. So I'm guessing Zuckerberg owns Instagram too. I don't keep up with a lot of social media because I'm not really on that much social media. I use Twitter to tweet out my podcast so I can bring people to the channel. For the most part, I really do not have that much of a presence on social media. I need to. If I really want this podcast to blow up, I need to get on more. I need to start like a fucking TikTok account and all this shit. But I'm just kind of like, I don't do this for the money. I do this for fun. Now, if I make some money doing it, yeah, awesome. But it is what it is. I just sit here because if I wasn't podcasting, I would be talking to the wall because I'm a crazy person. So I'm just like, fuck it. Let's put a camera on this crazy person. So yeah, I didn't know that he owned Instagram. An unnamed Meta employee said taking away unwanted interactions is likely to lead to a potentially untenable problem with engagement and growth. All they give a fuck about is the algorithms. So like, dude, if we do this, like, it's gonna hurt the algorithms, you know? I can't get my raise for that year. I can't go on vacation and go to Hawaii that year. Research is making clear that big social media's growth comes with a high cost to minors. Who gives a fuck? If, you know, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I'm playing devil's advocate. These motherfuckers are trying to make money. Money is the root of all evil. We all understand that. But money makes the world go round. So here's the thing. It keeps going back to what the fuck I'm trying to say. Why aren't the parents stepping in and just going, no social media. You're cut off from the phone. Or, you know, like, I know you're mad at me. I know you hate me right now, but you're not going to sit here and play with your tablet all day. Read a book. Go outside and play. The government should not have to step in and raise our children. We should be raising our own fucking children. That's the point I'm trying to make. Raise your own fucking kids. Stop having the government, daddy government, do everything for you. It's fucking nuts. I love y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit me up in the comments what you think about this, man. It's just, it's wild to me. And I don't feel like I'm out of touch, man. I feel like I'm on base of what I'm saying, man. It's just crazy the shit you see in propaganda, like newspapers. This is fucking propaganda. And sometimes I like to look at it and read it and pick it apart. Y'all have a good day.